Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how to love someone deeply without losing your inner peace. If you've ever felt emotionally drained from trying to maintain a healthy relationship, this video is for you. Often we put so much energy into loving another person that we end up neglecting ourselves. But here's the truth. Healthy relationships start with self-control. And the good news? Stoic philosophy can help us on this journey. If you want to learn how to balance love and inner peace using practical principles of Stoicism, don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. This video will give you valuable tools to transform your relationships. Let's get started. To understand how Stoicism can help us in love, we first need to recognize a universal truth. Relationships are challenging. They test our patience, our emotions, and often our ability to forgive. However, what makes a relationship healthy isn't the absence of conflicts, but rather how we choose to handle them. This is where the central concept of Stoicism comes in: self-control. Self-control doesn't mean repressing your emotions or avoiding expressing your feelings. On the contrary, it's about managing your reactions in a conscious and rational way. For example, imagine your partner is late for an important meeting. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, ask yourself, will this reaction solve anything? When we learn to control our emotional responses, we create space for constructive dialogue and more authentic connections. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events." This means that while we can't control the actions of others, we can control how we respond to them. This principle is especially relevant in love, where unrealistic expectations often lead to suffering. Now that we understand the role of self-control, let's explore the main challenges that arise when we lose this perspective. One of the biggest mistakes we make in love is projecting our own expectations onto the people around us. We want them to behave in a certain way because it brings us comfort or validation. But here's the problem. No one likes to be controlled. When we try to mold someone into our image, we undermine trust and authenticity in the relationship. Moreover, we often confuse love with possession. We think that loving someone means having control over their life, but this only creates resentment and pushes people away. Stoicism teaches us that true love is based on freedom, allowing the other person to be who they truly are, without trying to change them. When we embrace this idea, we begin to build more balanced and lasting relationships. But how do we put these principles into practice in everyday life? Here are 3 simple strategies to apply Stoic love in your relationships. First, practice mindful observation. Whenever you feel a strong emotion like anger or jealousy, pause and observe your thoughts. Ask yourself, does this depend on me? If the answer is no, then the frustration is unnecessary. Second, replace judgment with understanding. Instead of labeling the other person's behavior as wrong or selfish, try to understand the context behind it. Perhaps that person is dealing with their own challenges or limitations. Empathy is a powerful tool for transforming conflicts into constructive dialogues. Finally, express your needs clearly and respectfully. Often, our frustrations arise because we don't communicate our expectations properly. If something is important to you, say it assertively without blaming or demanding. Remember, the goal is to promote understanding, not to win an argument. So far, we've talked about how self-control can transform your relationships. But what if I told you that the biggest challenge isn't in others, but in yourself? Often, our frustration with others reflects our own self-criticism. When we're hard on ourselves, we project that rigidity onto the people around us. The key to loving without losing your inner peace is practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion means accepting your own flaws and imperfections. When we treat ourselves with kindness, we also begin to see others with more understanding. This creates a positive cycle of mutual acceptance. Additionally, by focusing on your own inner peace, you become less dependent on external validation. Love stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a genuine exchange of support and growth. When we start applying these principles, the results are immediate and long-lasting. First, you'll experience a profound sense of relief. By stopping the energy drain of trying to change others, you create space to focus on what really matters, your own choices and actions. Moreover, the people around you will feel freer to be who they truly are, creating an environment of trust and vulnerability. Without the pressure of trying to mold the other person, conflicts decrease dramatically. Arguments stop being power struggles and become constructive dialogues based on mutual respect. By taking responsibility for your own emotions and reactions, you develop skills like patience, empathy, and self-control, essential qualities for any healthy relationship. As you progress on this journey, you'll realize that Stoic love isn't about sacrifice but about balance. You'll learn to love deeply without losing your individuality. This means setting healthy boundaries, expressing your needs clearly, and cultivating gratitude for the small things the other person does for you. Another important aspect is the practice of emotional detachment. I'm not talking about indifference, but about accepting that things won't always go as planned. When we stop trying to control the future, we begin to enjoy the present more fully. Stoic love is about living in the now, valuing each shared moment without creating unrealistic expectations. Now we've reached the crucial point. Stoic love isn't just a philosophy but a daily practice. It requires you to look within yourself and recognize your own weaknesses before trying to improve others. It's about finding harmony between your needs and the needs of the other person, without sacrificing your inner peace. Imagine that instead of trying to change your partner, you decide to change your own perspective. Instead of seeing flaws, you see opportunities for growth. This shift in mindset not only strengthens your relationships but also transforms your life as a whole. Stoic love is, above all, a conscious choice, a decision to love with wisdom, empathy, and self-control. We've reached the end of this video, but I hope you've realized just how powerful the concept of Stoic love is for transforming your relationships. When we stop trying to control others and focus on what we can control, we create space for more authentic and meaningful connections. Healthy relationships start with self-control, and Stoicism offers the tools to achieve that inner peace. Why not take these lessons into your life today? Try applying one of these strategies in your next conversation with someone you love. Notice how small changes can have a big impact. And remember, Stoic love isn't about perfection but about progress. If this video brought clarity for you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Also, share this video with someone who needs these lessons today. Together, we can build healthier relationships and live with more inner peace. Oh, and if you want to dive deeper into Stoicism, I recommend the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's a perfect introduction to Stoic philosophy and will help you apply these principles in your daily life.